Oh, just leaving Mohawk. I'm not going to stick around all night for race 8 and 9. I'm going to go home and watch them on TV like you. But I did watch race 4. Now, I was really torn, quite frankly, right up until the start of the race. I put More Than You nose on the gate, knowing there was a pretty strong headwind. But knowing that to get away 7th with him, depending on how he was at the gate, sometimes he wants to get out of there. Depending on how he was at the gate, it might not be the best trip for him. I'm envisioning crossing over the lead, tapping the brakes, and either Bob McClure is coming out of there with me, as he did coming out of the gate, and ends up on the front, and I'm following him, or maybe James moves back to the front. I didn't really want to see the 10 horse going out of there. We're up to the quarter now, like 29 seconds. Now, keep in mind, very, very strong headwind. We go out of there 29, so I think we went the second quarter in 28-1, but the wind is like shoving us down the backstretch. And I've known Andre Goyce his whole life, or since he's been in Canada. He actually stayed at my house about a decade ago. Just a very, very nice guy, a hardworking guy. And I don't want to park him, but it's racing. And had he not advanced the way he did in the second quarter, I would have just left him out regardless of what it was. But I did want to get covered up, and quite frankly, I didn't know his horse. I knew that James was the horse to beat. Bob McClure's horse was good. Gandolf was good. A couple other horses. Dougie's horse was okay. There's some okay horse in there. I didn't really pay much attention to Andre's horse. But again, we're going a little bit now, and I'm like, I'm not going to kill More Than You Know for the sake of him. If it doesn't work out because of this, then so be it. Just the way it is. So I let him go. He's crossing over to the front and almost crosses his legs. Makes a dirty break, and I'm like, no. You may stay over there, and I will stay right here. So Andre's out, and then as soon as I push back through the inside, then he makes a dirty break. So now I'm getting everything my own around the last turn. I'm thinking, it's going to be tough to beat this horse, but there's some... we talked about James's horse earlier in the week, about how he's got 2 or 3 starts under him, brimming with confidence. I know James, being James, is going to keep him covered. I look over, Gandalf's coming. Oh, wow. All right. I'm thinking maybe James made a break, maybe he's lost. It's so windy, I don't really want to turn right around and look at him. So we come out of the last turn, I kick the earplugs, and he paces away. And as soon as I did it, I remember More Than You Know. He's done this before. He'll pace away and then kind of loses himself. He's not as good on the front, right? He's good covered up. He'll sprint hard off cover. There's just no cover to have tonight. The cover I was going to have, I did not want. So he sprinted away, and then right away I felt him kind of weaken a little bit when that wind hit him in the face. And then, not even halfway down the lane, I knew I was beat. I look over. The horse beside me never got by me. And I think that's important, that More Than You Know never stopped pacing. Like, the horse beside me never got by me yet. Gandalf got by me down the lane, which I was okay with, and I see James kind of weaving through. I thought I saw somebody out there, and then I looked over at the TV and knew it was Bob. So again, the 2 horses to beat in the race were 1 and 6, and Gandalf was right there also in the mix 3rd, and I held on for 4th. Now, you can look at the rest of the races as a barometer of how the weather was, but it was very, very, I don't know how strong the winds were, but they were strong enough that, I think James's horse came 27 flat, which is a hell of a last quarter. Bob McClure's horse, Gandalf, come 28-2. The takeaway from that race, Louis said running in a little bit, touched his knee. That's not new for him. Running out down the lane, that's where he really needs to work on that. I think we're not going to do a whole lot other than maybe just add a bit burr to the outside just to see if we can keep him straight a little bit more than he is. Other than that, lots to offer. 54 and a piece on a night like tonight. Now, guys, aside from the wind, which is absolutely howling, it's -5 before that wind. So all things taken into consideration, it's around -10, -12. It's a cold night. My hands were very cold when I come off the track. So we get beat by 2 horses that are good and have 2-3 starts under them. So a lot more experience this year. 2 more starts or 3 more starts of racing tightness underneath them, and those were the only 2 horses that beat Gandalf and More Than You Know. So a good mile for them tonight. Obviously, I don't want to put the horse in a position for horses to pace past him down the lane. I don't want to see that, but I did what I thought was the right thing to do to put him in a good spot. what happens if Andre doesn't go out of there with his horse? Maybe somebody comes and covers me up right away. Who knows? But nevertheless, he raced good. Definitely better starts ahead for both those horses, and both of them are going to be very nice 3-year-olds for us. Very handy, useful horses, and horses that are probably going to give us a lot of excitement throughout 2023. As I said, I didn't want to stick around for JK Victory. I watched him warm up, and to be honest, I'm guarded about tonight with him. I know from talking to James that he doesn't, quite frankly, he doesn't trust him. He gave him a little scare, I think, in his first start getting out of gear in that schooler. He worried James a little bit. Now, when I went with him, I was fine. But, for the people out there and listen, I truly appreciate the vote of confidence. And there's a number of people that said, hey, I wish you had a drove Unbeatable Kemp. I wish you would have drove JK Victory. That's wonderful. I appreciate that. But, James is the leading driver in Canada. Has been for 2 years, and it looks like he's going to be for another quite a few years. So, that's the way to go. I think, regardless, even if I drove JK Victory tonight, that really wouldn't reassure James of him. And I know it's probably upsetting to hear me talking this way for a horse we just bought, but we're working through the wrinkles of the horse. They don't always just come push button. They should when you pay a lot of money for them, but they don't always. And I can tell you right now that I like him. I've sat behind him one time. I won a mile 54-3, come 26-3, 26-2, something like that with him, and he was very, very good. But I do want to get him in a position where James has confidence also. So we're always going to list James first. That's the way it is. And if he picked over him, fine. He didn't this week. He only had him in the race. So hopefully he puts him in a position to be raceable, and that the horse is good. Track's hard tonight, too. Is that going to play a role? I don't know. And then Hunted House, I think, I always did say that. I said that to somebody today, our best shot of the night, I think. Coming in, he's by no means a layover. Some tough horses in there. But I think, again, James gets along good with him. He knows him well, and he's been racing well. So a good start to the night, a third and fourth. Listen, I'd love to be first and second, but beat fair and square by 2 horses that did look like they could beat us and did beat us. So a good start for Gandolf the Black, a good start for More Than You Know. And we have JK Victory coming up and Hunted House. So that is not a wrap on Saturday night, but a wrap for me on Saturday night. I will talk to you all tomorrow. I gave you guys, I did my top 10 list tonight, and for this week. Very impressed with the babies, and very excited about the 3-year-olds coming up throughout the next couple of weeks. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys are having a good night. It's cold. Windy as a bugger out here. I will, I'm definitely going to talk to you tomorrow. Take care.